Of Who Should You Choose, the video series where I go through all the prior videos, questions, and comments and help you with your HUT lineup decisions. I apologize for the delay from the last video, guys. It's going to be about 2 weeks old. I do apologize. I was traveling, had a lot going on, but we'll be back and doing this a couple times a week to try and help you guys out as we head into, the end game with Team of the Season and all of that. So I'll try and make these questions and I'll give you answers that'll pertain to the current content. So, all right, that being said, let's get into today's video, and we will start with R2. Okay, R2, he says, "Hey, Sleeves, thanks for the vids. I'm able to do at least one master set after this week's Champs and Rivals. I was thinking of upgrading my defense. Should I replace Makar or Ivan first? Also, I like big defensemen more than fast ones, so who should I go after? I'm free to play, so I probably won't be able to go after any team builders." All right, so he's got, as of the time of this question, he's got Burns, Hedman, Blake, Orlov, Ivan, and Makar. I mean, any of the new Nations of Hockey defensemen, like Lindell, I would definitely like Lindell or Holzer. I like them much more than Werenski and Pietrangelo, so I would probably focus on one of those. Like, I would rather have, in your case, I would probably go with like big defensive more, so none of the fast ones to go after. I would replace Ivan first, and I would replace him with Lindell. That's probably the best way to go. Matthew Beck says, "Is it better to spend coins to make 289 All-Star cards, or should I go and buy a 93? I have about 150k packs on Wednesday." So when it comes to this sense in building your team now, I'm really big on just buying the new card that comes out. So, for example, if you have Austin Matthews X Factor, you guys know I've been kind of down on that ever since about the second or third month of the season. And the issue is that his X Factor abilities just kind of suck, and his cost to keep going up +1 overall because he's so high, he's already 95, it's just not worth it at all. So, if you go out and buy his 95, like, Team of the Week, like, it's much cheaper. And I believe a little bit better in terms of synergies that he comes with. So that's honestly where I would go after now. Depending on your team, though, I mean, you really want to focus on your first two lines on offense and then at least your first two defensive pairs, because those are going to play the majority of the game. The rest of your lines are just not going to see the ice very much. So it all depends on your team. But if you've got your first two lines kind of settled out and your team's pretty decent in depth, go and get the big guy. Games and Rose is my dude from Twitch. Hey, Sleeps, I recently pulled the 90 overall primetime Patrick Laine. He only fits my fourth line, but would you rather have him or the 90 Razlovic, the free one, at right-handed winger? Laine is better, but if he is... Yeah, so question down here is if he's untradeable, I'd probably go Laine. It's all going to depend, like, in terms of playstyle. Like, if you can really handle using someone that's slower but huge, that's a big advantage for you because of the ability to hold onto the puck and get the puck back. If you struggle giving up 2-on-1s, things like that, you got to move on. But I would go Laine probably in this situation. Ryan says, "Hey, Sleeves, Noah, yo, Sleeves, I'm free to play, and I think I want one of my great right wingers, McKinnon, Stammer, Ovi, and have saved up collectibles. Oh, I think I want one of the great. Are they worth buying and upgrading, or is it better to wait for a set player to invest in and upgrade the X factors I have? All players are untradeable." Okay, so now it's going to cost you like 21 to 25 power-up collectibles. Like, that's an exceptional amount because 10 power-up collectibles is essentially 300k, right, in value. About 270k. So getting 20, that's about, 600k in value almost. You've got Barzal, Zetterberg, Miko, Team of the Year. Larkin, McDavid, Naren? I don't know. Naren X Factor. That's a typo. Chat, who's Naren? Naren X Factor. I don't know why I want to know who this is. Stammer? Is that who you're trying to say? Yeah, I guess it would be Stammer. All right, that is an interesting way to spell Stammer. Cornway, Kachuk, Eichel, and then Ratty, Hughes, and Kucherov. I don't really think you need to spend all of that. I mean, to be honest, like, you'd want to spend your resources to get Larkin to 95, in all honesty, and McDavid up to 96. I mean, not that he needs it, but I don't know if I would spend all the resources to get McKinnon, Stammer, or Ovi when you've got Barzal. No, it's not Stammer. Is it Nate? Who is that? I have no idea. Guys, I need to know who Naren is. Maybe I'm just completely blanking. Oh, Panarin. Oh my God, dude. All right, that's a new one. I don't know if that's a New York Ranger thing. I have never in my life heard Panarin called Naren. Okay. I mean, I think we have a new Brick Bowser situation on our hands here. Naren. No, you've got Eichel. I don't know. You have Kucherov. Is it Panarin? Yeah, it's got to be. Oh, I don't know, man. Stammer. Oh. Dude, I think you're better off getting some of the master sets than upgrading those guys. And starting fresh, I mean. Thanks for the help this year, Slaves. I have 220K and a good amount of tradable players. I'm thinking about making Larkin. What do you think I should do? Untradeable. 94 X Factor Mac, 94 Sagan, Rantanen. Okay, thanks for the help, Slaves. I have 220K and a good amount of tradable players. I'm thinking making Larkin. Sagan, Matthews, Doc, Bozak. Yeah, you definitely need to upgrade at center, and Larkin would be great. Larkin is an unbelievable card and someone you should definitely grab. All right, dude, Naren. I can't get over that. I need to know, if you're a Rangers fan, is that a thing? Like, is that an actual thing? Dirty Jersey guy here. Hope you had fun at the Devils game in the Rock. Okay. I started following you last year and dig the content, man. Thank you. Love the last podcast. I'm with you. Most realistic game I've ever played in the series. Something I've wanted, but now that it's here, I'm not sure I'm enjoying it as much. I talked about this in the podcast a couple weeks ago, guys. It's funny because ever since I became a game changer, side note and rant here, I apologize, guys. Ever since I became a game changer, one of the things that's really tough in this video game is that everyone wants to play the most realistic hockey game in terms of what the actual on-ice product is. But the problem is that in real life, hockey is a very I don't want to say lucky. That's not the right word. But there's a lot of things that happen that because it's so fast, puck goes off a shin pad, off of a stanchion, off the boards, kicks out from a goalie, like that is luck, I guess, or just is what it is. But in a video game, you don't really want that. You want expected outcomes. So it's a very delicate balance. And the thing I have a problem with this year is that this year is definitely the most true to the sport game that we have. And maybe you guys don't think it is, which is fine, but it is definitely more true to the sport than any of the past 10 years of gameplay. The problem is they gave everyone superpowers, so it just kind of nullifies the point. But yeah, it's definitely a delicate balance. It says, either way, you've helped me have fun with this game, and your best advice is always pick your favorite players. I appreciate that. I'm glad that you guys listen. I think people forget that message too often. I agree. I'm free to play with 475 coins and still stuck, but at least I'm having fun. I've grinded my ass off this year and maintained my X Factors, but not worth it anymore. I feel like X Factors are playing themselves out like power-up icons. They are expensive to maintain. At this point, there are MCs coming out that are better. I already felt a little cheated by EA when they released an SI Forsberg and Leaders Carlson that were both better than their build cards. I know mine will pass them eventually, but synergies alone, I still lose. Kind of sucked when I already invested so much and chose X Factors over team builders, but I'll live with my choice and make adjustments going forward. Since I started this post, I upgraded D and C. I feel like I'm just waiting for the team of the season unless you see something. Trying to figure out if it's replacing Carlson and Lindstrom at this point on my third line. Everything is untradeable except for McDavid and Tarasenko. I recently benched X Factor Kucherov for Tarasenko, but thinking of selling him and banking the coins. Devils fan to the end, so Hamilton and Hughes are here to stay. Respect. Mac, Matthews, McDavid. So here's the problem, guys. So when they came out with the X Factors, right? Like the 50 X Factors, or the however many players it was, I think it was 50. The issue is that they didn't know what everyone's favorite zone abilities would be. So I'll use McDavid or Matthews for example. We just talked about him. Shock and awe is a fun X Factor, and it makes sense. Like Matthews, toe drag, wrister, like he's kind of famous for that. But in game, it's just not really useful. It's fun, but very difficult to pull off, and it doesn't impact the game a lot. So the issue is that it's not really a sought after and worthy zone ability. So that kind of already gives it a knock on the card because that can't change. So his X Factor, no matter what he gets up to 99, like that's not going to change. Whereas you have, let's say Larkin, who all of his zone abilities and superstar abilities combined are amazing, right? Like they are really, really good. And they now are releasing cards with that in mind, with like what would the community want in terms of what would make him a really good card. So that's definitely the issue early on. Like there's a few of the X Factors, like I've mentioned, like McKinnon, McDavid, Pasternak, Stammer, Eichel. Those guys are going to be great because of their abilities and synergies and all of that. But some of the other, like Draisaitl It's tough, man. Like I think that his team of the season card or some of the other cards that they're gonna get are just gonna be better. Carlson, he talks about as a perfect example. John Carlson, his leaders card has 2 skating synergies, whereas his X Factor only has 1. And obviously it's gonna keep going up, but his leaders card is better. So it's just tough balance, right? So he's got Mac, Matthews, McDavid, Rantanen, Larkin, Barzal, Forsberg, Hughes. See, that's an issue. Power Up Forsberg is not a very good card compared to his SI card. In terms of what you should upgrade, I mean, you've already got Larkin. On defense, you've got the X Factor John Carlson, I would probably move on from. Like, that's one I would probably move on. Like, if you could make Burns, that's probably the one I would go and grab. Burns would be huge for you. No pun intended. Lindstrom, if you like Lindstrom, sure, but I don't think he's worth it to keep upgrading. It's going to cost you so much, and he just doesn't. He doesn't compete with some of the other guys unless he gets a really big card, like if he gets like that random Gretzky or Howe card. In terms of that, like you could go Lindell there. Your forwards are actually kind of stacked. Like I don't really see any that I would want to get rid of. Like I'm not huge on Matthews, but his 95 is 95 overall. Like he's 99 everything except for his skating. So I really don't think that you need to move on from them, dude, to be honest with you. Liam Woodward says 1. Maisie says, hey, Slaves, happy belated. Appreciate that, brother. Love the content. Keep up the good work. Not sure where to go with my team. I'm free to play in a Div 2 player, and I get 11 to 9 wins in champs. I'm still on the hunt for X Factor, OV, Mac, and McDavid. Can't believe I haven't pulled yet. That is tough. Holding on to Matthews at the moment, but I may ditch in the future as you've stated. I plan on making Jokinen to replace Peterka. Don't know if it's worth continuing to do seasonal icon set in hope of hitting the lottery with a Lemieux. Usually to use gold players in 80s to make up power-ups instead of team builders. Have 100k, let me know your thoughts. Honestly, guys, if you're using the silver, like the seasonal upgrades, I would recommend just doing the packs, like the jumbo players pack or whatever they're called, like those ones that have guaranteed 80 overall pluses. Like I would do that over the seasonal one because at least you're getting stuff you can throw into sets. All cards are untradeable except for Hamilton's X Factor. All of them are untradeable. Oh, okay, I thought you said tradable. Eichel, Sagan, Duchesne, Rantanen, Stamkos, Barzal, Solani, Matthews, Kucherov. Like I like your team. I think that you need another center though. Like Larkin is someone you definitely need to go and get to put at center. To kind of push everyone down. I think that would be a really, really good option for you. The Evo Duchesne. Oh, he's a 99 now. The Evo Duchesne. Yeah, that's going to be 99. I'd probably play Evo. I don't know, Evo Duchesne on the wing is probably the best for you. And base McDavid. Yeah, that's probably the play, dude. Like, I would probably go... I mean, Jokinen to replace Peterka if he's cheaper, but I would rather have, because you have base McDavid, like you can push everyone down on the left-hand side. Your right-hand side is a little bit better spot. I would probably just push everyone down and go with that. Aho, dude, what are these names? Hey, Slaves, hope all is well and that you have a great B-Day. I bought the Ultimate Edition, but other than that, I'm free to play. I'm very competitive, so I care about my top 9 for forwards and top 4 for defense. Fourth line, third pair, I barely play, and our guys I like IRL synergy dudes. I respect that. That's a good way to go. I'm definitely hut rich, and am wondering where to go next. I'll probs do 25 collectibles set, by the way, for best division Saturday night. Oh, he's talking about the All-Star game. He's got 1 million coins. All right. All right, so if you have these guys, like if this is your squadron now, like who would I take? I hope you moved on from like All-Star Game. I mean, I guess All-Star Game Aho isn't bad. Oh no, you have Evo X Factor Aho. I don't know what that would be. And Bergeron. Like if you have a God Squad, like instead of having Byram, I would go out and try and get Bouwmeester or Carlo. Like those are the big boys. And then you have a lot of All-Star Game cards. Wow, I hope you made a lot of coins. But yeah, dude, if your team is this, go and watch my best forwards video. Go and start just buying these big dudes, man. Have the best team. Hey man, hope all is well. What's up, Maze? Thanks for always the top tier content. So I have questions regarding my team. I currently have 13 power collectibles, and I also have enough NHL players to complete all the teams twice for when the 98s come out. And if I'm using all my all-star players, I can get 136 collectibles. So I low-key want to make Lindell. Jesus Maze, you are a grinder, my man. Lemieux, Zetterberg, McDavid, Duchesne. Yeah, so okay. So you have like legitimately like a team like mine, like literally the best that you can go. Um, hmm. You know what sucks, man? I was so wrong about Team of the Year Fox. Like, he should be a good card, but without truculence this year, these guys, the little guys, are just not. They're not effective enough in the defensive zone. Like, if you have Team of the Year Fox, like, I'm almost trying to get rid of him on my team, but the problem is he's 2 to each synergy, which really helps out. I would try and get one more big lefty, like Bowmeister. Bowmeister or Lindell is probably the play, dude. Your offense is stacked, man. There's nothing you can do there. All right, guys, that is going to do it for today's episode of Coffee and Shell. Make sure that you come and check out today's community pack opening. This is Wednesday, 5 p.m. Eastern time on my channel, twitch.tv/nosleeves12. Make sure you come and join. We're going to rip all the packs, see if we can get any Master Set players. All right, guys, I thank you for hanging out, and I will see you next time. Have a good one.